So here's the big question. How do you sell heavy-duty parts in a digital world? That's the question, and this is the place where you're going to find the answers. My name is Jamie Irvin, and we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are back with another Jamie Irvin Live. Thank you so much for checking out our program today. Coming at you every Thursday. I want to talk about how to sell heavy-duty parts in a digital world. But before we get into today's subject, we're going to be talking about Facebook today. I've got a few news items that I just wanted to cover. First of all, with all of our live programs, if you would like to comment or ask questions, by all means, please do so. I would love to bring you into the conversation just like this. So make a comment, ask a question. Happy to have you with us on this live broadcast. Also, did you know that we have a podcast? If you don't, I want to introduce you to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. You can go over to heavydutypartsreport.com, follow us on the website. You can sign up to our weekly email, or you can find us on whatever podcast player that you use or on YouTube. We try to publish this content everywhere so that it is convenient for you. Also, we are on TNC Radio. So if you want to go to tncradio.live, 1 p.m. Central, 7 days a week in syndication, the Heavy Duty Parts Report can be found. And TNC stands for Transport Network. So tncradio.live. Check us out there if you are listening to that live radio program. Now, a couple other things that I just wanted to mention is the Heavy Duty Parts Report celebrated its 2-year anniversary on June 1st. That was really cool. 2 years ago, June 1st, I launched the first 3 episodes of the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I was a sales account manager working, selling heavy duty parts, and I was nervous and did not know where this was going to take me. 2 years later, I'm very happy that I made that decision because it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. We have aired in that 2 years. We've aired over 100 episodes on the podcast. We've done over 50 live interviews on the Heavy Duty Parts Report Live, which goes out on Fridays, and the podcast is aired on Mondays. So we have put out a lot of content in a couple years, and we've also got some new partnerships coming, which are very, very exciting. I can't quite tell you yet what is coming, but let me tell you, once we make the announcements, it is big, big news. We are very excited. The Heavy Duty Parts Report is going to continue to serve the industry in an ever-growing capacity. So that's what's new. That's what's going on in my world. Let's get to the subject at hand. How do you sell heavy-duty parts in a digital world? How do you use Facebook to sell heavy-duty parts? That's what we're going to talk about today. If you didn't catch last week's episode, all of these episodes are available on my YouTube channel, Jamie Irvin Live. So if you want to go back and watch the other ones, please do. Last week, we talked about LinkedIn. This week, we're talking about Facebook. Now, why is Facebook a social media channel that you should give some attention to? Well, there's 3 reasons that I look at that I feel are very important. And the first one is community. When it comes to really finding new customers to sell heavy-duty parts to, you want to be able to build your own community, of course, online. You want to get people to follow you, to interact with your content. That's very important. Facebook is a special place because there are Facebook groups that are dedicated to any subject, to any niche within just about any industry worldwide. And it's no different with the trucking industry. There are Facebook groups that are dedicated just to independent repair shop owners. ITRG, the Independent Truck Repair Group, has a Facebook group dedicated to just independent truck repair shops. There are Facebook groups dedicated to specific types of engines, specific types of trucks. Different types of technicians meet in different places in order to discuss fixing, maintaining, repairing heavy-duty equipment. If we go to those Facebook groups and we join And we don't just splash buy from me type posts, but we actually get involved in the conversation. We add some value. We educate people in that group about expertise that we have about the heavy duty parts that we sell. We share personal stories of things that are happening in the business, in your business, in real time. Hey guys, this week customer had this problem. We sold them this part. It solved the problem, got them back up and running. Here's a link for more information. Right? So really, when you join a Facebook, go to our website, you can buy those parts there. So Facebook is about community. And if you stay in the Facebook groups that are focused on our industry, this is ideal customer profile perfectly. So it's a wonderful, wonderful way to use Facebook. Now, of course, Facebook can be used in all kinds of other ways and not always good. But for business, for this approach, it works. Diesel Laptops is a company that has done tremendously well with Facebook. And this is how they got started selling diagnostic tools. They started selling the tools on eBay at the beginning, and they got into Facebook groups talking to technicians who were struggling with diagnostics. And therefore, they were able to provide value, and they have turned their company into a hyper-growth company. And that's one of the original strategies that they still use to this day, several years out. So it's going to work for you too. Okay, beyond community, it's each social media channel is different in the way that we create content. So I see a lot of people, they make one piece of content and then they copy and paste in all the different social channels, right? So it kind of looks the same, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it's all the same. That's a mistake because each social media channel has an origin story of what their original goal was. And in that origin story of the original goals of that social media channel, you will find cues as to what kind of content you should be making. Facebook is a place for long form content. LinkedIn is a beautiful place for creating content for your business, but there's some limitations to the content, right? There's the number of characters get capped at about, I think it's 1,300. The length of video you can post is capped at 10 minutes. So the type of content that you share on LinkedIn is longer form than some of the other social platforms, but still not as long form as the content you can create for Facebook. So if you want to really get into the details, you can create a long form post, basically a blog article if you want. If you want to create a video, you can create a long form video that really gets into the details of a specific subject, and you can really go deep. And so I really appreciate that. My podcast interviews are usually 20 to 25, sometimes as much as 30 minutes. We've even gone as long as 45 if the subject is particularly relevant and important. I can post that entire video on Facebook as well. So long form content. As well, you have the ability, like I am right now, to stream live. So things that are happening right now, live, this is a wonderful opportunity. And if I was running a parts store today, I would do events at my store, training events. I would do, when I actually was a sales account manager, I organized annual bike runs. So we had truckers who brought their motorcycles, and we would all ride together, and we would raise money for charity. And we would, again, creating community, bringing people together. Well, if I was doing that today, I'd have videographers there, I'd have the cameras running, and I'd be streaming live so that people could come along on a journey with us. And there's a big opportunity when it comes to going into repair shops and showing actual repairs, or going into the parts warehouse and showing parts and talking about the various things. The possibilities for your live Facebook posts are just about endless. And really, you want your live to kind of be like your serial TV show that you publish. So your long form content, your pre-recorded, edited videos, your long form posts, those things are one kind of content. But with your live video, you should think about it as, this is my weekly TV show. And so I'm going to produce a weekly TV show or a daily TV show, or it could be bi-monthly or monthly, whatever the interval is. But regularly, we're going to put out a program that our customers are going to really enjoy and going to take some value from. Okay. So this is very, very important. That's how you use live video is think about it in those terms. This is my TV show. Now, Facebook also allows you to do stories, and stories are different. They're little short clips. You can string together a bunch of them, but the way that your stories should be used is to provide behind the scenes, to provide your reality TV show, if you will. So while your live program is more like a live weekly TV show, your stories is like your behind the scenes reality show, and that's how you use your stories. So this is what Facebook is good at. It's all about engagement, community, bringing people together. It's all about sharing valuable content with them, and it's about going to the places where our ideal customers are on Facebook. So if you're going to choose Facebook as one of your primary social channels, these are the kinds of strategies you want to use around your content, around building your community. Now, on Facebook, you have your own personal profile, you have your business page, and then you can create your own group. So you need to think through strategies for each one of those elements on Facebook. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is advertising. Facebook is still one of the most cost-effective places to advertise. And even with some of the changes with Apple and with around privacy, you are able to do hyper-targeted advertising campaigns that you don't waste a single penny on people who aren't relevant to your business. So you can focus on geography. You can put a geofence around a city or a state or a country. You can target people based on their interests, their vocation. So you can create this custom list. And for the Heavy Duty Parts Report, we have a custom Facebook list that we are advertising to. It's a specific age group. It's a group of people who are obviously interested in the trucking industry, who work in the trucking industry, either as a owner-operator who is responsible for their own repairs, a repair shop technician or a mobile technician, or a fleet maintenance person who is working in the shop on a fleet. These are the types of people that we're targeting. And then lastly, but not least, the parts technicians who sell the parts. This is what makes up my Facebook targeted list. And I'm only focused on those people. So when I advertise and I promote the Heavy Duty Parts Report, that's who I'm targeting. So for you, who is your ideal customer if you're selling parts? You can it's unbelievable how targeted you can make your ads, and this saves you money. And, I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where I built the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I focused on it at the beginning. LinkedIn is amazing for so many reasons, but they're really expensive for ads. I recently did an ad campaign, and I got 10 people to go to my website, and I did the same ad campaign on Facebook. I got 39 people to go to my website, and the cost on LinkedIn was more than double. Actually, I think it was closer to triple the cost. So, LinkedIn, amazing platform for business, B2B, but Facebook, when it comes to advertising, is still one of the cheapest and most cost-effective places where you can get the most ROI on ad campaigns. So that is my summary of Facebook and how you can use it to sell heavy-duty parts. If you would like some assistance with your social media strategy, with your marketing, your pitches for your salespeople, your website, all of the things related to the digital sales channel, converting to e-commerce, all of that. That is what I specialize in. That is what I do. Reach out to me, Jamie, at heavydutypartsreport.com, or head over to heavydutypartsreport.com/contact and reach out to me directly. I would love the opportunity to meet with you, find out what's going on in your business, and see how I can help you with your marketing strategy. Tune in next Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Mountain, 1:30 Eastern for another edition of Jamie Irvin Live. Next week, we're going to talk about the other social media channel that Facebook owns, Instagram. And we're going to talk about the differences between Instagram and Facebook, but how you can bring the two together into one strategy. I look forward to talking to you then. Thanks so much for tuning in, and take care. We'll talk to you next week.